Bonjour, hello, welcome to French class. My name is Sharon Jaunay. I will be your teacher or your kid's teacher for French 1 and 21-22 school year, and I'm so excited to meet you and get started and learn some French. So, if you have taken a language class before, this may look a little bit different than what you have experienced because I use a method called teaching proficiency through reading and storytelling. And what that does is tries to imitate the natural way a person learns a language. So, thinking about the way a small child learns how to speak their own language, it tries to reproduce that process and also keep the language interesting by teaching the language in context through stories and songs and different real world applications. So, you will probably not see your child bringing home long vocabulary lists or verb charts. There may not even be a lot of homework compared to what you would expect to see. The main focus is on what happens in class, where we will be telling stories in French, co creating stories in French, and learning even how to discuss cultural items and cultural events and current events as well in French. And the students will learn to describe themselves and talk about classmates and their lives, but it will all be in context rather than a list. That being said, we will have Quizlet vocabulary list and structures available if that's just what makes your kid more comfortable to have that as backup or something to study if they have to be absent. So, participation is very, very important in a class of this type because to learn the language, you have to be actively listening and very focused on what's happening at all times. And then, of course, being responsible with technology and really prioritizing learning rather than trying to take shortcuts is also important. But the goal here is to create community where kids can make mistakes and be comfortable taking risk and stepping out of their comfort zone a little bit with a different language. And so positivity and community and relationships are all really key to what we have to build together over the year. Our assignments are mainly focused on input, and by input, I just mean what you can understand by listening to or reading the language. And so you'll see 70% of their grade is going to be based on those assessments of what they can get by listening and reading. And then they also will be doing a writing journal from the start of the school year to the very end so that we can see a progression of their writing and they can see their written expression grow over the year. And they will be assessed on that as well. But each student will be setting individual goals. And so they'll be graded based on their personal progress, not compared to anybody else. And then they will have homework. Most weeks they'll have something called class notes, which is a translation based on a text we've worked with in class. They'll do that on Schoology. And then they also will sometimes have cultural inquiry assignments or sometimes additional assignments. But I would not expect that your child will be spending more than 20 or 30 minutes on homework in a given week for this class. So at home, the main thing is to just show enthusiasm, be interested, take pride in what they're accomplishing. If you have taken French before, kids love it when you're willing to try to bust out what you remember and interact with them about your memories of taking the language before. And that's true no matter what language you've studied. And then be patient too, because learning a language is a slow process. And level one is kind of like those little seedlings putting down roots. They may not be able to just show off a whole bunch of French, even at the end of first semester or close to the end of the school year, because there's still all this root building going on below the surface, and you may only see the little plant up above for the first few months. So, Lee Summit has a fantastic foreign language program, a fantastic French department, and we offer a lot of opportunities. If your child takes 1 to 3 years, that's a great base for getting accepted into any college, meeting college application requirements, and then also depending on what they want to study, that gives them a head start for meeting degree requirements as well. And then if they go on beyond year 3, we have a lot of scholarships and other opportunities available that look great on their transcript. So please be sure to take the parent survey on Schoology so I can find out more about your family, and I look forward to getting to know you. Merci!